So good afternoon everyone. On behalf of the management and staff at the Petit Chateau and the Northumberland Registration Service, I'd like to welcome you all to witness and indeed celebrate the marriage of Edward and Hannah. Now my name is Ashley Rampt and I've got the honour and pleasure of conducting your ceremony today. And my colleague Anne Patton has already checked the legal details of the marriage and she will guide you with the signing of the schedule so that in a few weeks' time you'll get that all-important piece of paper through the post that says you really did do it. Now, I'm sure you'll all agree, looking around, that Edward and Hannah have chosen some beautiful surroundings to be married in. They've also chosen their own very special, very emotional live music, which was beautiful, some very heartfelt readings, and they've written the most amazing promises that you're definitely going to love when you hear them, because they're beautiful. And that adds a really personal touch to their day together. And as the family and friends of Edward and Hannah, everyone in this room's played an important part in their lives. And I know that they're both delighted that you've each made it here today to help share in their special day and to create some lovely memories of their day together. Before we start in earnest, I'd like to invite Nicola to come and offer us our first reading about love. So Nicola, if you'd like to come and join us. I'm going to get out of the way.
They say that sometimes love starts with a spark, and that might be true. But if I were to wish you a love, I wouldn't wish fire for you. You see, fire is powerful, it burns bright and then it's gone. It's beautiful and warm, but doesn't last long. So instead of wishing you a love that burns, I wish you a love like a river that twists and turns. It changes and flows, it's powerful and free, but consistently finds its way back to the sea. And so like the water, I hope your love is ever growing, ever changing. I hope your love is powerful and free. And may you always find each other like the river finds the sea.
Lovely. So are you ready to begin in earnest?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, I can hear the excitement. Let's get definitely. So Edward, can I have your full name, please?
Edward Alexander Sayers.
And Hannah, can I have your full name, please?
Hannah Louise Colley.
This place in which we are now met has been duly sanctioned according to law for the celebration of marriage. If any person knows of any lawful impediment why Edward and Hannah may not be joined in marriage, you should declare it now. You've got the right guess. That's good. Now, before you promise yourselves to each other in marriage, it's my duty to remind you of the solemn and binding character of the vows that you're about to make. Marriage in this country means the union of two people, voluntarily entered into for life to the exclusion of all others. So now I'm going to ask each of you in turn to declare that you do not know of any lawful reason why you should not be married to each other. So Edward, you get to go first, okay? And you're just going to repeat after me. I declare that I know of no legal reason why I, Edward Alexander Sayers, may not be joined in marriage to Hannah Louise Colley. Perfect. Your turn, Hannah. I declare that I know of no legal reason why I, Hannah Louise Colley, may not be joined in marriage to Edward Alexander Sayers. Perfect. Now, the purpose of marriage is that you may always love and care for and support each other through all the joys and sorrows of life. And that love may be fulfilled in a relationship of permanent and continuing commitment. And I'm sure that everybody in this room trusts that those things come true for you both. Now, Edward and Hannah wish to marry each other, for in each other's company, they found fulfillment and love. They've drawn closer to each other, and now wish to affirm their relationship by offering each other the security that comes from legally binding vows, sincerely made and faithfully kept. And by taking these vows, you're undertaking a commitment to cherish and support each other faithfully throughout your life together. So you're already holding hands, which is a good start. The institution of marriage must be entered into freely, voluntarily, and with the full and unreserved consent of you both. So the normal answer to the next question is I do. Okay. So you ready? Yeah. You get to go first, Edward. Do you, Edward, take Hannah here present to be your lawful wedded wife? To be loving, oh, you were keen there, I like
Sorry.
To be loving, loyal and faithful to her for the rest of your lives together?
I do.
Perfect. And do you, Hannah, take Edward here present to be your lawful wedded husband? To be loving, loyal and faithful to him for the rest of your lives together?
I do.
Perfect. Now, if you remain facing each other, for in the presence of your family and friends and the legal registrar of marriages, you're going to enter into your legal contract of marriage. So again, Edward, you're going to repeat after me. I, Edward Alexander Sayers,
I, Edward Alexander Sayers,
take you, Hannah Louise Colley,
take you, Hannah Louise Colley,
to be my wedded wife.
to be my wedded wife.
Perfect. Your turn, Hannah. I, Hannah Louise Colley,
I, Hannah Louise Colley,
take you, Edward Alexander Sayers,
take you, Edward Alexander Sayers,
to be my wedded husband.
to be my wedded husband.
Oh, let that land. That's lovely. Now, before we move on to the sharing of some very special promises, I'd like to invite Charlotte to come and offer us the second of our readings about love.
Congratulations, today is your day. You're off to great places. You're off and away. You have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes, you can steer yourself any direction you choose. You're on your own and you know what you know, and you are the ones who will decide where you go. You look up and down streets, look them over with care. About some you will say, I don't choose to go there. With your heads full of brains and your shoes full of feet, you're too smart to go down any not so great street. You may not find any you want to go down. In that case, of course, you'll head straight out of town. It's opener there, in the wide open air. Out there things can happen and frequently do to people as brainy and footsy as you. And when things start to happen, don't worry, don't stew. Just go right along. You'll start happening too. Oh, the places you'll go.
Perfect. I love that. The places you'll go. So Edward and Hannah have both written their own very special promises to say to each other, which they're going to share now. Who wants to go first? Edward, you want to go? There you go.
Hannah, when our relationship began nearly 6 years ago, so too did an amazing journey that I hope never ends. And while in the last couple of years it felt like all roads have led up to this day, I vow to you that today isn't the destination. Far from it. Instead, I vow that today will mark the start of an adventure with no end date. That even as we grow up and life takes over, we'll never stop having new experiences, visiting new places and creating new memories. I vow to always keep you smiling, to entertain you, to make you laugh, and to help bring light to any darkness you might face. I vow to share not only your best days, but also your worst, and to be by your side through every storm, to listen to every rant, and to wipe away every tear, and to always remind you how brilliant, beautiful, unique, hilarious, and frankly perfect you are. I vow to never let us get complacent in marriage, and to always be on the lookout for new ways to improve and be the best husband I can be, whether that's telling better jokes or learning how to dance without moving my elbows as much. I vow to keep working until I can finally afford to give you the life that you so obviously deserve. I vow to not get too grumpy when you ask for a cup of Robinson's fruit juice every single time I get up off the couch. To always pause the TV when I notice you've fallen asleep again. And to always offer to do the big shop because I know you can never be arsed. I vow to support your eccentric side, to indulge in your passions, to sing along to your favourite songs, and to support any crazy ideas you have without second thought. But most of all, I vow that you'll always be my priority, and our marriage will always be our priority from now until the day I die, and I'll never let you forget how much I love you.
Perfect. He's a keeper, so that's good. Let's get the envelope for you.
They say never date a co-worker. Well, I'm so glad I didn't listen to that advice. I allowed myself to fall for the love of my life and to meet my best friend. Before I met you, I was lost. I was running around trying to figure out who I was. And in those dark moments, I didn't think I could see a way through. But if I'd given up, I wouldn't have gotten to dance on the tables of the old George with you at the 2018 World Cup. I would have missed belly laughing in bed with you every night and going on some crazy adventures together. In our early days of dating, you quoted Arctic Monkeys to me, saying, "Shit, shock, horror, I've seen my future wife." Fast forward 5 years, and here I am, about to actually become your wife. And I'm so ready to take the next step into our chapter together. I vow to be your support when you need picking up. I vow to always open your scary post, to not make loud noises before bed, and to always be your number one cheerleader. I'm truly honoured that you asked me to be your wife, and although I can be sassy, I promise to never take you for granted. I promise to make each day with you an adventure and to take on all life throws us together. I love you forever and always.
I think that was deserved a round of applause. Perfect. So we've now come to a significant part in the wedding ceremony, the giving and the receiving of the wedding rings. Now this is an ancient and traditional way of sealing the contract you've now made and is an outward sign of the vows that you've made to each other. The wedding ring is an unbroken circle, symbolising unending and everlasting love, and it reflects the lifelong promises you've just said to each other today. Now we've got a little bit of help from Sean, who has the rings. Can I invite Sean to come and join us? Okay, so if you just open that box, Sean. And if you present the box to Edward, so Edward, please take Hannah's ring first. Just the box. Just the ring.
Already owned it.
Good man. Good job. We'll keep you right though, don't you worry. Okay, so Edward, if you've got Hannah's ring, if you place that ring about halfway along Hannah's third finger on her left hand, and you're going to repeat after me, but say the words to Hannah. Hannah, I give you this ring.
Hannah, I give you this ring
As a sign of our marriage.
as a sign of our marriage.
May it remind us
May it remind us
of this moment and the commitment
and the commitment
I have made
I have made
to you.
to you.
All that I am,
All that I am,
I give to you.
I give to you.
All that I have,
All that I have,
I share with you.
I share with you.
And then pop that ring on fully.
Bear with us.
Just
There we
means
go.
it's not coming off. That's a good thing.
That's it.
And you've got an engagement ring, yeah?
Yes.
I want to pop that on the top, so if we give you that one. It's because it got so hot in here, isn't it? I want to pop that on. Good. That's it. Definitely
Okay.
both on, definitely not coming off. And look perfect. So Hannah, if you want to take Edward's ring. And again, pop that ring about halfway down, his third finger on his left hand, and repeat these words to Edward. Edward, I give you this ring.
Edward, I give you this ring
As a sign of our marriage.
as a sign of our marriage.
May it remind us
May it remind us
of this moment
of this moment
and the commitment
and the commitment
I have made to you.
I have made to you.
All that I am,
All that I am,
I give to you.
I give to you.
All that I have,
All that I have,
I share with you.
I share with you.
And then pop that ring on fully. Sean, you can take a seat again. Thank you. On.
Thank you.
Yeah, yours is not coming off either. That's good.
Good, never.
Okay. So Edward and Hannah, may the love that you feel today continue to grow stronger, bringing with it the gifts of joy, nourishment, and the space for you each to grow. May you each find comfort in the other during any difficult times, always remembering the power of forgiveness and the importance of holding each other's hearts gently. May your life together be filled with laughter, adventures, and the knowledge that your gift of love to each other today makes the world a better place to be. Now, Edward and Hannah, you've both made the declarations required by law. You've made solemn and binding promises to each other. So I ask all of your family and friends here today, having witnessed this marriage ceremony and your commitments to each other, to join with me in wishing you both success and happiness in your future life together. It therefore gives me great pleasure to say that you're now united as husband and wife in marriage, and you, sir, may seal that with a kiss with your very beautiful bride.
the first time today where I've rose from a warm seat with paper in my hand. Oh, best man, it's a hard audience. Hard audience. Right, in homage to this great venue, the Petit Chateau, I'm going to do my speech in French. Bonjour et bienvenue, which means
Welcome.
Hello and welcome.
well done, well done. Ahoy ho. Good afternoon, folk. I'm Jim Colley, Hannah's father, for those that don't know me. Proud father of the bride, and I think you all agree, doesn't she look stunning today? And young Edward's a lucky man. Before we dive into heartfelt moments, let me take a moment to appreciate the fact that my jokes will be second best thing today. The first, of course, the bride, Hannah herself. Right, I'm going to say a few thank yous. Say a few things about the bride, Hannah. Offer some words of wisdom. Then we'll have a little toast. I'm just going to keep it short. First thing, I'd like to thank everybody for coming. And I'm sure Ed and Hannah appreciate everybody for coming, and there's a few absentees who I could mention, but everybody knows who they are. Right, Malcolm and Ed, I said I needed some participation. Are you ready to go?
Yeah. Go on.
Oh, it's a hard audience. It's a hard audience.
Discerning is the word I would use.
I'll say it again. Baby, are you ready to go? It's a Southern thing. What do you run out to?
Ready to go? Oh, that's what it is.
Are you ready to go? Sure. It's a hard audience. Right. Our special child, Hannah Louise Colley, born on Thursday, the 30th of 12th, 1993. Wow. Married on Thursday. Mr. Blobby was number one. Blobby, Blobby, Blobby! And she loved Mr. Blobby. Born and raised in hospital. We took her home to New York. Start spreading the news. Not that New York. Anyway, Hannah, thanks for teaching me how to change nappies. What am I doing? She was always performing, pretending to be a teacher, lining all her dolls up, bossing them around. Her great passions were her music and performing. Travel. She taught herself to play the guitar, which I'm immensely proud of. I think she got a love from music, from the nighttime feeds when I used to put Elvis on the stereo. It's a hard audience. She was in front of the TV in her nappy, Rock and Oasis. Roller was one of her particular favourites. Hannah has also performed at many great theatres: Tyne Theatre, Newcastle, Wallow Theatre, Blythe, Playhouse, Whitley Bay, in some great shows, Hairspray, Oliver, The Producers, and Legally Blonde, to name a few. Hannah started school at Coquet Park, first school, then on to Wellfield first, Wellfield Middle, then on to Whitley Bay High School, then on to Sunderland University, gaining their first in TV, radio and film. Hannah also loved fairgrounds and theme parks. She's been to Disney, Universal, Metroland, etc. Why did that ever shut? Two incidents come to mind. She was just tall enough to go on the roller coaster at the Nissan Kids Xmas party when it used to go around twice. She hated it, and I had to stop them going round the second time. At a fairground in Bulgaria on holiday. Look at her face. She was desperate to go on these trampolines where she had to wear a harness. And the so she gets in a harness and she's bouncing up 2 or 3 times. And then she says, Dad, get them to stop. I've got a wedgie. I think all the holidays inspired Hannah's love of travel. She always wanted to work abroad, which she achieved, having a stint in Tenerife. Did a summer camp in the Ardennes, in France, worked in the Alps, and taught English with Ed in Zaragoza, Spain, which didn't go too well because it was the lockdown. But I'm immensely proud of her for trying her best. When Hannah met Ed, they were both working at Newcastle Chronicle. I think she was a bit apprehensive to tell me about him. When she did, she said, Dad, I've met a boyfriend, but he supports Sunderland. The audience is getting better, Sean. The audience is getting better. That's the first time she ever swore in front of me. I said, well, as long as he makes you happy, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Hannah's work life included working at Lesbie's Newsagents, the Park Hotel where James and Danny stole her job because they were younger and cheaper. The coffee shop in Sunderland where she never turned in one Saturday morning. Think she might have been hungover. She got sacked from Sports Direct. Yes, she had to wear a tracksuit. She resigned before she got sacked. The summer camps, the Evening Chronicle where she met Ed, Living North, and now inspired digital marketing. Now some words of wisdom. I once asked a good friend of mine, John, what's the secret of a long and happy marriage? He said, just agree with her. And I've just got something to give Ed. A little present. What do you mean, no, no, no? What do you think it is?
Newcastle top.
Go on, go on.
On fire, get him in there.
Tim Crow.
Follow advice, you'll not go far on it. Now I'd now like to toast a happy couple, and could everybody stand and join me? Mr. and Mrs. Edward Sayers. Cheers.
Well, first of all, my wife and I would like to thank everyone for being here today. And I think her dress deserves its own round of applause right now. I'm going to try and enjoy this moment, since it's probably the only time that I'm going to be in a room with Hannah, but be centre of attention. She's a lot more comfortable in front of a crowd than I am, so I thought I'd ask her for some advice before I started this speech. She said, don't try and be funny, or clever, or charming, just be yourself. But I have the easy job of thanking all the people that have helped make today possible, and the even easier job of showering my new wife with compliments. And if anyone knows Hannah, knows that she is very good at accepting compliments. I want to begin by thanking the people that brought us here, starting with Hannah's parents, Jim and Nikki. Jim, for your incredible support that's helped us put this day together. And also for letting your daughter marry Mackham. It hasn't gone enough. I know it was hard. And Nikki, we've saved thousands of pounds on a wedding planner, thanks to you. We're both incredibly grateful to have had you on hand whenever we've needed you. And it helped that you could also scare us into action if you thought we weren't doing quite enough. And of course, my own parents. Dad, for being so supportive and generous. That wasn't a joke. Not just over the last 2 years. But for as long as I can remember. That actually wasn't a joke. And to my mum, always looking for ways to help and support us. And yeah, go for it, why not? And especially for providing the spectacular wedding cake, decorating every single flower by hand. God knows how many hours you put in to help make today perfect, so thank you. The support we've had around us has blown us away. And we've both been made to feel at the centre of the universe ever since we got engaged. The fact that Hannah has brides queens instead of bridesmaids probably tells you everything you need to know. So for Hannah, Lucy and Chloe, and of course the Queen of Honour Lauren, all of whom are even more stunning than they always do. Not just for giving Hannah a perfect send-off before the wedding, but also for being by her side through thick and thin, the good times and the bad. And I should also add that if anyone's planning to have a wedding anytime soon, make sure you get Fahana on speed dial. And as for me, I couldn't think of a better best man to have next to me than Sean. It's a lot less nerve-wracking having him by my side. That's probably because he keeps handing me a drink every 10 minutes. I've also written this before I've heard his best man speech, so there's a little asterisk next to that one. Which brings us to our first toast, to friendship.
Friendship.
For friendship.
I also want to give a special thank you to the family in the room. There are almost too many examples to name, from Jerry building us the Polaroid wall with his bare hands with the help of Nikki, to my brother-in-law James and to Lauren for making sure that we have ample supply of crisps throughout the day. My sister Charlotte for helping us with the printing and the design work, and providing countless bits of advice. The main one was, don't let Dad give a speech. Sorry. And to my wonderful niece and the best flower girl that we've ever had. Where is she? My little Penny. Give us a bow, Penny. Her head's going to be very big after today. Marrying into a new family can be daunting for anyone, and it's not always a given that you'll be welcomed with open arms. So I'll never be able to fully express just how much I appreciate being made to feel one of the Colley family from day one. And seeing how much my own family's welcomed Hannah, like having another sister or daughter or granddaughter, has genuinely been touching, and it's meant the world to us both. Not everyone that we wanted with us today was able to make it. In September we lost Hannah's uncle Mark, who was also the uncle to James and a father to Hannah's cousin Nathan. I didn't get the chance to know Mark as well as I could have done, but I do know from hearing the countless memories that Hannah's had of him, he had the rare ability to light up every room that he was in, to support every little passion or hobby that you might have had, and to be heard laughing from a mile off. My granddad's another who isn't with us today. We lost our granddad George 12 years ago now, but the summer months that I spent with my sisters and my cousins at my grandma and granddad's house still feel as fresh as they did all those years ago.
It's your granddad.
You'll never find two people so perfectly showcasing what a healthy and loving relationship looked like, and I know that I learned so much from spending all that time with you as a young man. We've also, thank you. we've also got Hannah's grandma Collie in our thoughts, as well as Louisa's mum, Eileen and David, who are also no longer with us. And we're also thinking about Hannah's grandma Judy, who unfortunately wasn't well enough to make it today. But we do know that she's going to be sat somewhere with a fascinator on, a champagne glass filled with lemonade, waiting to make a toast. So, if we could make a toast to family. Which brings us nicely to my new wife, Hannah. Proposing to Hannah is easily the best thing that I've ever done. She'll always remind me that proposing before we'd had breakfast was the riskiest thing I'd ever done. I think I got away with it, but immediately after the proposal, where Hannah didn't say a word and instead just giggled for 10 minutes straight, like a possessed doll, I did briefly question whether I'd made the right decision. We've been together for nearly 6 years now, and from my perspective, the relationship got a lot easier when I realised that Hannah has 3 golden rules. Don't let her get hungry. Keep making her laugh. And for God's sake, never make plans before midday on a weekend. We're a couple that likes to live on the edge, mainly because if I don't keep Hannah entertained, she has the ability to fall asleep wherever she is, like an extreme sport. I remember the first time we celebrated my birthday together, she booked us a room at the Hilton in Newcastle, and we spent the night as any young loved-up couple would. We ate room service in bed and watched Eat, Pray, Love starring Julia Roberts. Hannah went suspiciously quiet, and when I turned to see what she was up to, I found her fast asleep with her hand still in her mouth and a chocolate button melting down the side of her face. And at that moment, I knew I'd marry her. She's an incredible person with strong values. She's a proud feminist until the bins need to be taken out. She's strictly gluten-free until Greg's released their festive bake. She's also feisty, constantly warning me that she's trained in Taekwondo. In fact, a lot of her best traits have rubbed off on me. I know the lyrics to far more musical show tunes than I'd care to admit. When Hannah pauses the TV that we're watching and tells me that we need to practice our karaoke rendition of Love is an Open Door from Frozen, I don't even think twice. She's actually done that, by the way. And I enjoyed it. And if anyone's noticed I've been getting a bit sassier over the last few years, you know who to blame. It does at least work both ways though. She would always tell me that she would never snack on a weeknight, and she didn't have half as many Chinese takeaways until I turned up. So you're welcome. But in the middle of all the joking around, I do have to stop myself and remember how lucky I am. Because from pretty early on in our relationship, I knew that I'd want to spend the rest of my life with you. Not everyone's lucky enough to find that person. Someone who makes you laugh when all you want to do is cry. Someone who makes every day exciting, even when it's grey skies outside. But you're that person to me. You're the best person I've ever met, and I'm a better man for having you in my life. I know we've looked forward to this day for years now, but what's really exciting is that this is just the start. The fact that we still go to bed together, giggling like school kids every single night, that we feel sad when one of us spends one night away from each other, or that we can go on any trip, whether it's a walk in the woods or a 5-star holiday, and feel like we've had the time of our lives, which tells me that we've still got so many memories to make. But no matter what our future holds, what adventures we have, I'll know that the day that I married you will always top the lot. Good. So, a toast to the bride.
Reaction, what is going on?
He was supposed to shout for you!
What? Hello everyone, for those who don't know me, I'm Lauren, and I have the amazing privilege of standing next to Hannah as her maid of, I'm sorry, Queen of Honour. I just want to say a quick thank you to all of the people who made today possible, including all of the people who provided me an alcoholic beverage. They are the real heroes of tonight. Thank you. I just want to do a short speech and talk about the amazing bride and how much she means to me, and a little bit about Ed, I guess. If I have to. Hannah and I go all the way back to school. We've known each other for over 15 years now. And I knew straight away that she was going to be a keeper when she stood by me through so many questionable fashion and hair choices, when others wouldn't. They really wouldn't have. I will show you evidence of pictures. Our friendship began in our A-level drama class, and it flourished from there. We ended up going to the same university and were on the same course together, and I was so happy that there was a familiar and kind face there. It made me so happy when that daunting time was happening in my life, and the next step in my life felt so much less scary and so much more exciting. We spent the next few years becoming best friends, going on nights out together, working on university projects and growing such a strong bond over our shared sense of humour, music, and our love for ridiculous dance moves, far too many to count. I'm sure some of those will be coming out tonight if you want to, join in. In our second year of university, we lived together, and our friendship grew even stronger. We were in each other's rooms before nights out, sharing the gossip, and also trying to write songs, which I would dreadfully harmonise to. I apologise to anyone who lived with us, Chloe H. Massive apologies that you had to endure that. We did okay, but I feel like, I've improved as the time's gone on. I have so many memories of that time, too many to fit into this speech, but it was such an amazing time in my life. And a couple of these were when we went to Middlesbrough to see James Arthur in the flesh when he was on X Factor, and we filmed the whole event, which was going to turn into a bit of a vlog. And I think one of the things you said to me as the, director of it was that I needed to bring more charisma to this vlog that no one was going to see, but I was not bringing enough, and I needed to bring more charisma. She was like, "You're just not bringing enough. Please, give me the energy." And I was like, no one's going to watch this, ever. But I tried my best. I tried. We've grown over time. And another time was when we went to Cannes on a university trip. And we laughed so much and danced the nights away. And we also may have snuck onto a random man's yacht party with Chloe, who's here tonight. And we tried to act as natural as possible and blend in. Don't know how well that went, but we tried. We tried. I think we did. Yeah, it didn't get rid of us, so I think that went reasonably well. But through university, I had some really dark and challenging times, and she has been there more than I can say. She was endlessly patient and endlessly kind with me, and I literally can't thank you enough for that. I cannot put it into words. She's amazing. And after university, we stood by each other through each stage of our lives, and we've been there for the good and bad times. It's been amazing to be a part of each other's journeys, and I'm so excited for this next part. And one of those amazing journeys might have been when she met Ed. Maybe. The first time Hannah spoke about Ed, her face lit up. And I hadn't seen her talk like that about anyone before in her life. And I knew right there and then that this was the real deal. Ed is an incredible person and Hannah's soulmate. And I'm so happy that they have both found each other. They complement each other so well, and I know he will look after her and love her endlessly. But Ed, you haven't been in the picture as long as I have. I've been here over 15 years. I've done the vlog, okay? So I have created a little something. Hold on, I have a prop. Give me a moment. And this is called The Guide to Keeping Your Hannah Happy, for better or for worse. Okay? I apologise for my horrific crafting, but I tried my best, and I haven't thought of the logistics of this with a microphone. But I have... Yes, if you wouldn't mind, it's on the next one, thank you. Food. Get that spark ball on tap. I don't care how you do it, but create a machine that does it for you. Because she will need this day in and day out. A full-bellied Hannah is a happy Hannah, so you need to learn that now. Okay. Dogs! Okay. You need to learn that you are second in her life to her dogs. And just accept that now and move on, okay? Because they are iconic. And just, yes, you just need to accept that now. You will come second in her life to her dogs. Okay? Okay. Oh, the icon that is Nicola Collins! Yes! humour. There will always be karaoke, whether you like it or not, but that will be the highlight of the night. We will ignore the birth story she told of Hannah last night, because I am traumatised. But yes, please listen to her, because her words of wisdom are amazing, and she is the queen. The queen. And next, we know her, Beyonce, okay? Whether you like it or not, she's going to be a part of your life, okay? Whether it's day at day, as we know with the entrance music, she's going to be part of it, whether you like it or not. So you might as well accept it now that she will be the third in your relationship, okay? She will be there. And finally, give her all the love that she deserves. As you embark on this new journey of your life with Ed, I wish you all the happiness and love in the world. Words cannot describe how happy I am for you, and I cannot wait to see what this incredible journey holds for you both. You are both such amazing people, and I am so, so happy that you have both found each other. So please join me in raising a glass to the bride and groom. And may your love story be as beautiful as one of the best musicals of all time. To Hannah and Ed.
Right, for those of you who don't know me, my name's Sean and I'm Ed's best man. When you asked me to be your best man back in 2022, Ed, I considered it to be the honour of a lifetime. Then I met the rest of your friends in Dusseldorf and the stag do, and I realised I was just the best of a very bad bunch. I want to start by saying a huge congratulations to the bride and groom, Hannah and Ed. Hannah, you look absolutely stunning today. If we didn't know it beforehand, Ed's most definitely punching above his weight. I also want to extend my thanks to both Ed and Hannah's families, Hannah's beautiful bridesmaids, and everyone that's helped make today such a special occasion. The venue, as I think you all agree, has been unbelievable, and the day couldn't have gone any better so far. So now for how me and Ed met each other. It was back in 2013, we both enrolled on the sports journalism course at the University of Sunderland. I remember walking into the media centre on my first day, nervous about making new friends and worried about who I'd speak to. And then I walked through the door and I was met with a shifty looking bloke with mop cut blonde hair, cargo shorts and a shirt which said The Godfather on it, with a picture of Paolo Di Canio's knee-sized celebration of St James's Park on the front. As a Newcastle United fan, you can imagine that was a rather large red flag. I remember thinking, please don't be doing sports journalism. Please don't be doing sports journalism. And then that bloke came towards me and said, I'm Ed, nice to meet you. Are you doing sports journalism? Incredibly, from that moment, Ed's become one of my best friends, and we were always together throughout university. We've had countless laughs and nights out, and it was after one of those fateful student nights on a Wednesday at basement, where Ed would always show me the best hospitality. Ed had moved into student digs, while I remained in Gateshead and would commute across the uni each day. When we'd go out on a Wednesday night, Ed would really roll out the red carpet for me, and would let me stay on his bedroom floor. Not with a quilt, but with just a towel to wrap around me. His bedroom window left wide open, right on the banks of the River Wear. If the £1 Jaeger bombs weren't enough to kill me off, the hypothermia the next morning came pretty close to 10 stone. It's safe to say we very rarely made our 9 AM shorthand class on a Thursday morning. Ed's ability to make even the most normal moments unforgettable is one of his funniest qualities, and it's been particularly prevalent whenever we've met someone famous together. The first instance was in our first few months of university when we got a McDonald's for lunch. As we were walking back towards the campus, we spotted a brand new Range Rover going through the drive-through. We quickly realised in the front of that Range Rover was Sunderland South Korean footballers G.1 and Ki Sung-young. Just days earlier, Sunderland had beaten Newcastle 2-1 at the Stadium Light. So instead of doing what a normal person would do and leave them to enjoy their happy meals, Ed decided to run up the car screaming, K! G! 2-1! 2-1! It It's safe to say the car took off quicker than Ed hairline has receded. And coincidentally, within a few months, both players had left Sunderland. There was also the time where we spotted Sunderland legend Mickey Gray outside of a nightclub in Sunderland, and Ed decided he wanted a picture of one of his heroes. As Ed stumbled into him and tried to unsuccessfully take a selfie, I had to step in to take the photo, as Ed's hero propped him up and called him a dickhead. Never has the saying, don't meet your heroes, be more accurate. And then there was also the time a group of us went to watch the Cricket World Cup at Durham with a heavyweight clash between Sri Lanka and the West Indies. It was a beautiful summer's day, which was topped off and we were stunned to see Rihanna, of all people, above us in the stands. The global pop music superstar in Chester Street was a pretty big deal, but it wasn't as eye-catching as Ed's sunburned face. Incredibly, the Sri Lankan fans in the crowd were less concerned about Rihanna and more enamoured by Ed, who they had mistaken for Les Battersby from Coronation Street. At this point, I'm afraid to tell you, Hannah, that those papers you signed earlier weren't your marriage certificate, but rather you agreed to become Ed's legal carer for the rest of your days. The best example, though, was when me and Ed started taking the first steps away from university to navigate the big bad world. Me and Ed bizarrely followed each other from role to role. We both did work experience at Sunderland together and at BBC Newcastle, and we also landed a role at Newcastle and Sunderland's home games as Premier League player and stats trackers. As part of that role, we would track ball possession inside the stadium using an Xbox controller. Thankfully, I did it at Sunderland games in the back row and was outside the vision of prying iPhones. Unfortunately for Ed, the Newcastle United press box was in full view of 52,000 fans, and it wasn't long before he was papped trying to control the players as if he was playing FIFA. The image of Ed spread like wildfire, and there wasn't a national news outlet he wasn't front and centre of. The famous bookmakers Paddy Power tweeted, "This guy's controlling Newcastle players, no wonder they're shite." While another fan commented, "Bloody hell, Curly Watts from Corrie's let himself go." Ed was reunited with his trusty Xbox controller and his stag do in Dusseldorf and was tasked with recreating the viral image at a Bundesliga match. Unfortunately, the Borussia Mönchengladbach security guard didn't understand the joke and gave Ed a rather puzzled look before simply asking, "Warum?" and confiscated him before the game. It was a pleasure to meet Ed's family and school friends on that stag do, and we had an unbelievable weekend. Despite dressing Ed as an air stewardess in full Newcastle kit armed with his Xbox controller, and potentially in German lederhosen, though we didn't bother in the end, he managed to get away with it as our stay coincided with Carnival weekend, a festival in Germany where everybody was in fancy dress, and it was us lost dressed in our normal clothes and other idiots. But it was our final job together at the Evening Chronicle where Ed met the gorgeous Hannah, and the rest is history. Ed had joined me on the sports desk and hadn't gone unnoticed among us like he had taken a particular fancy to the girl from the content team. Ed would routinely announce he was going on his lunch break, only for one of us to walk around the corner 20 minutes later to see him at Hannah's desk, laughing and flirting. His persistence finally paid off when Ed made Hannah his girlfriend in 2018, and when Hannah moved to the video team and sat next to the sports desk, I realised why Ed thought she was so special. It's in the page. Her biscuit choice of the biscuit tin may have been questionable, but like Ed, she is funny, passionate and caring, and I'm glad I can call her a friend now too. Well, you're a brilliant person and you deserve the perfect man, but unfortunately you don't always get what you deserve. You are In all seriousness though, it's so easy to see why you two are made for each other, and we can all learn from your journey over the years. From Zaragoza in Spain to Golf 27 in Killingworth. The love you have for one another inspires us all, and will continue to endure no matter what life throws your way. I value your friendship so much, and I can't wait to see you grow with each other, and hope you have the best time in Lake Como, and hopefully on your dream trip to Thailand. So at this point, ladies and gentlemen, can I ask you all to raise your glasses for a final time to the happy couple, Hannah and Ed.